Let's talk about Samuel Sharpe. He's a man born into slavery until he was hanged in Jamaica in 1832 for leading a slave rebellion. Tomorrow evening, the annual Sam Sharpe lecture is being held in London, and the Revd Joel Edwards is writer, broadcaster and international speaker, and he'll be at the event tomorrow. Good morning to you, Joel.
Good morning, John.
Thank you very much for coming in. Tell us a little bit about Sam Sharpe.
Sam Sharpe was an amazing figure. Born around about 1800 and died, as you just said, in 1832. And Sam Sharpe was a Baptist deacon, right. Very well respected in the area he was at, around about Montego Bay area in Jamaica. And two things influenced Sam Sharpe, really. One was his high intelligent reading of the political scenario across the world. The 1800s was a time of ferment and rebellion and a desire for freedom. And Sam read that really well. He was a literate slave. The second thing about him was his inspiration, which came from the Bible. It was the Bible which he read, right, which basically said you cannot serve two masters. And he felt that black slavery was no more right than white slavery would be, and so that really infused this rebellion, which was called the Christmas Rebellion.
And of course, the British had invaded Jamaica, and they brought slaves from Africa to work the sugar plantations.
Yeah, this had been well established by the time of Sam Sharpe. But what actually catalysed this particular rebellion and made it so historic and quite unique in its way was that the slaves had a 3-day rest period over the Christmas. Right. And then early that year in 1831, the House of Assembly reduced it to 2 days, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. And because Boxing Day fell on a Sunday, which was a normal rest day, Sam said, actually, we should have one more day free. And the idea was this was the first actually industrial strike, which right, we know about, certainly from slaves. And the idea was to say, we need to be given one extra free day or paid for a day's work. And this was what actually catalyzed this rebellion and this movement. So it was really an industrial action motivated from the scriptures and the respect for self. Really,
and I assume he didn't get his way, and then he was arrested.
Yeah, it was quite tragic. About 500 slaves were killed, about 10 white folks.
500?
Yeah, it was quite a catastrophic event. And eventually Sam gave himself up, famously said, look, I'd rather be hung on yonder's gallows than to remain a slave. And so his passion for freedom was really quite marked. But the really important thing is, here's a guy who is rebelling against the status quo, one, because of his reading of the global situation, but also because of his reading of the scriptures. And that's really quite important.
Right.
Why not start your day with Inspirational Breakfast, Monday to Fridays from 7 a.m, only on Premier Christian Radio, where faith comes to life.